Orlando, do you want to show anything? I know that you've been, you do the work in there, but thought I'd see if you want to show anything. If not,
Was hoping to show something, but I started looking at it just now and it's broken. So
well, let's look at it and unbreak it.
Good time to look at it.
Yeah.
yeah, no, I haven't got the brain power to
Okay.
explain it or go through it. So I'm gonna duck out this time.
All right. Bev, do you do much JavaScript work in it?
Not like I used to. I used to do a lot of it, and inside FileMaker, it's just real basic stuff that I don't even need to use a framework. You know what I mean? It's just whatever JavaScript I need to create usually.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I wonder if people. I think people are using it more and more.
And I could show you this chart that I've got.
Oh yeah, please.
I've got a working version. It's not brilliant. I can get your opinion on how it looks at least. So let me share my screen because it might be. I think I'm showing you this, Jeremy, a very earlier version of this.
Yeah.
This is to be running by a factory manager, so he can see how each stage of the factory is going, each stage of the manufacturing process is going, and how many items they're getting through each stage. And it's probably a case of throwing everything at it and not really thinking about it. But I've just put this heat map so that the colors would show, where they're not meeting their targets, where it's a lighter color, and the darker color where they're going above the targets. I've got this background to kind of delineate, the red is where it's below target and then above. And then it's just broken down by day. I meant to have it so that if you click on this, you see the actual jobs, but that is one of the bits that's broken. And you can scroll back and forth through the weeks. So you can go back and say, okay, how was last week? How was it this week? Etc. So I need to show that to the client at some point, but it doesn't seem to load properly on an iPad. So works perfectly on desktop, but on an iPad it always seems to be one click behind. So if I load this screen initially, it's blank. If I then click back a week, I see the previous state of the web viewer. It's just bizarre. And it's it's just setting a global and then calling the week number in that global. So I need to sit down and debug it and try and work out what I was thinking with the scripts a few weeks ago. But no, this is just kind of, this is what I put together just for the managers, and then they can also filter out the different stages. But I haven't worked out how to link the two charts, so this would filter out as well. So that might be something I need to tackle at some point. Yeah, that's the one thing I've probably done start to finish since I started the classes. So yeah,
very cool.
So when you navigate through the weeks, are you pulling new data each time, or?
Yeah. So it's it's using the data API as well, because they're in a factory. I'm trying to keep them offline because heavy machinery, the Wi-Fi jumps in. So it just makes a call each time to the data API to run this. It's fairly, I'm running it from my office, but it's fairly quick.
So you're not changing records, right?
No. This is all just a single. It's got two records, but it's a single record table.
Yeah.
Just a system table that I have. But it's just, it just works. It seems to work differently on an iPad for some reason.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Trying to think, there's always, seems like there's been an issue with the web viewer if you put it on records and like a detail. And then you go through the records, the web viewer kind of can get lost with what data it's supposed to show. So, I mean, you've debugged it. Have you seen the data load differently each time? You know, as you're.
No, it all seems to be running fine.
It's fine.
Yeah, if I put dialog boxes pop up with the data,
Okay.
displaying, it looks fine on the iPad. It just, the web viewer doesn't seem to keep up. So I just need to sit down and properly.
Are you, what kind of desktop are you using? What, you know, like Mac or Windows or?
Oh yeah. So I'm running on a Mac.
Yeah.
This machine's a Mac, and then
So it
their
shouldn't
iPad.
be,
So it should all be Safari.
yeah, it shouldn't be a problem with the browser
I think
then.
it might just be a, I don't know. I'm assuming it's a FileMaker Go issue,
Feels like it might be, yeah.
because there's always some little, especially with web viewers, always seems to be a bit slower. So maybe I need to have a longer pause or something. But yeah, I just need to sit down and properly debug it and try and go through it, see what's going on. But yeah, so that's what I put together for that, and that's why I've got this little run button in the top, so I could actually force the web viewer to kick in again on the iPad, and that seems to help.
Cool. Well,
yeah. So and that's using Apex charts. Yes, it is. It's Apex charts. So I've got
have you?
Two variants.
Yeah, let us know once you figure that out, because I do
Yeah.
not.
Yeah.
I'm not sure that I have a thought right now. Yeah, it has to be. I mean, if you're using, are you using the environment and you're loading the data in via the script call and all that stuff, right?
Yeah. I've got one. It's, you know, I compiled it using your environment, and it's just sitting in a global in another single record table.
Yeah.
It's attached, so it is loading, because it does. If I run it again, it kicks in with the chart. So I probably need to put some debugging in the JavaScript side, and actually have alerts pop up rather than console logs, and try and work out, because I don't think you can console log on the iPad. No. So yeah, I just need to put debugging on the iPad. Can I run it directly from VS Code on an iPad? Yeah, I'll have to think about how I can quickly debug it on an iPad. But yeah, I'll report back once I come up with something.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I guess I cheat and I don't use iPads very much. I'm not building for that in mind, but that doesn't mean it's not possible. So, very good. Well,
I did that.
All right, okay. That shows up. All right. Well, I just have a little bit to demonstrate. Let's see. All right, put that, do that. I have been kind of just playing around with data tables more. I'm considering a couple things. Orlando, we're going to get to this. Have you played with data tables at all?
Yes, I have a little bit. I haven't implemented any yet.
All right. Well, we'll we'll get to this in a couple of weeks here. Since we only have an hour, you know, it takes a little bit longer to get going, but in a recent group, we built this where we're using the DataTables library. And what's cool is I taught people how to load 2 different sets of data in there. You're already doing that with your with the chart there. You're just making API calls. And it feels like you're taking what we had done and realized that you could do different data sets. I don't think people at the moment, people are, you know, when we did the charting, we weren't focused on that, but you seem to have worked through that.
You were demoing that in an early one of these sessions.
Yeah, okay. So we're gonna build this and work with people to create this. But I have a person who just finished the session, and he wanted to know more about how to. Well, he wanted to know how to add a row click on here, which I thought I had one. Oh, you know what? It was just. Let's see what's going on. What's happening? Boom, boom, boom. I don't see anything. Let's just do this. Let's just remove that, put that in there. So I'm working on. I created a video that shows that. There we go. Okay. But he was also interested in taking a look at the styling. He wanted to be able to work with the styling. So I thought I would just spend some time like investigating that, because that is worth understanding how to get to how to style this to be our own. Maybe the colors don't match here, the hover or the color state. Maybe it's too wide, maybe the font is wrong, and so forth. So I thought I would just do that for a little bit and kind of dive into that. I will create a video about this and post it on my YouTube channel and do that and put it in the community. But I'll be honest, of all the work that I do, the CSS is probably the toughest. I think it's tough for everybody. Is that right, Bev?
Yeah, and sometimes it's the way the frameworks do it. They use like different CSS, and I don't know if you ever looked at Tailwind, but to me that's not CSS, because you can't, you know, it's all styles within each element, and I don't think it should be that way. I think they should be called as classes.
Okay.
You know, in a style sheet so that you can change it. But
well, do you like Bootstrap? Because Bootstrap is similar to Tailwind.
Yeah, same thing. It's
okay.
Like, yeah, this is non-standard as far as I'm concerned, but that's just me, you know.
Cool. Well, I'm a fan of that. I love Tailwind. I love that Tailwind CSS is a framework but they also have created a bunch of elements for me to just pick out.
Yeah.
And use. So if I go to that and I look at the code, I could literally copy this and put it into my project.
Yeah.
And because they're using all these words, these utility classes, they call them, they've already set it to be text gray 700. They set that keyword to be some sort of gray color.
Right.
So it gives me that chance to just take theirs and work with it. So I think I'm a fan of it.
Well, see, that's the JavaScript then going through and then, you know, getting what that value is as a CSS in the framework itself. And again, it's easy, and it goes back to, you know, trying to make it easier for you to build your own stuff based on the framework. But then if you don't know the concepts of CSS to begin with, then sometimes it's really easy to make mistakes. So questions I see come up or how do I do this? How do I do that? And there's no understanding of like the box model of CSS, what that means, what's the margin, what's the border, what's the padding, what's the content. Yeah, and if you don't understand that, then those little things that, M something doesn't mean anything if you don't know it means margin. Well, where's a margin in that box model if you haven't studied that? So I think there are some things that it makes it too easy, and then you have to go back and decipher it. And
yeah, it feels like whenever I watch a Tailwind video,
yeah,
the person is just talking about box model or float or whatever, and he assumes that you know what that means. So
yeah.
I get what you're saying. And I could get on with that. But so what I want to do is just, and we're going to do this informally, but I'll put it together in a better video. But the idea was to just style this a little bit differently. This works as a starter using Bootstrap's table styling here.
Yeah.
So I've got, let's just strip all this out and put it back in one at a time. Table hover, small, bordered. If I just go with a table style, I get just that. That's the very basics of how Bootstrap will style it.
Right.
And I can start to add things to it. I can add in this class, I can add I like this TableDash SM for small. That will shorten the rows by 50%, the height of them. That's nice. I could add, I'm actually interested, does it do that? Yeah. I could add a table striped if I wanted to, and that just picks up the striped property of
The alternating rows is what it
Yeah.
does. Yeah. And if you look at the real CSS that creates that, there are ways to do that, and it knows if it's row 1, then it does,
Yep.
the even odds or however.
Yeah, we'll look at that. So DataTables created the even odd
Correct.
classes for each row.
Correct.
So it's under the hood, it is styling the odd rows with the gray and the even rows with the white.
Correct.
You look at that and go, let's see.
And if you look at your thing where it says pseudo element after, pseudo element before, all that stuff is created for you, which is okay. But if you don't quite understand, it's pretty easy to, make mistakes.
Yeah.
There's your box model right there.
So, and then there's some cool stuff here. I could do table dark. I think that's nice. It just reverses it. But what he was interested in, I'm going to just remove, I'm going to go back to, might do my own table striped, but so we'll go back to that. We'll do table bordered, and these all come from Bootstrap's
Right.
Bootstrap table. So if I look here, I can find all of the classes that will help me to style my table. This is interesting. I could put a THead light or THead dark, which means the header of the table. That's interesting. And that's cool. So I could take this and find that THead, wait, what was it? THead dark. And find something that works for me. Oh, that didn't work. But I wonder why that didn't work. Why didn't that work? Oh, because in this case, this is interesting. In this case, this is a statically generated table, but
Correct.
This is created on the fly. So that wouldn't work. But what my client was asking, my student, was how do we actually then, get into this? So I think that's what we'll do. First thing I want to do is update the color of the header. Actually, the first thing I want to do is change the size of the font, because this is just too big. So my go-to at this point, and I'm glad you're here, Bev, is to just start to inspect this element, inspect the element, and kind of go up until I find a place where the font is applied, the font size is applied, even the font family. And I can see here that if I'm on this cell, that this style attribute list here is going from where I'm at all the way back to
Right. That's the inheritance.
Yep. So it's inherited from the body. So anything in the body will that cell will pick up the styling color or size or whatever.
Right.
In this case, the cell, the TD, the table cell is just 1 rem. It's weight of 400. It's a line height and it's a color. So what I want to do is overwrite that. And here's what I know about how I would overwrite it. First thing we have is all of our CSS that styles it automatically comes from Bootstrap. It's right up here, and it's at the very top.
Right.
So I've got it at the very top. It's the first thing that the document, the web viewer loads into the HTML, or it loads into the web viewer. But I do have another style sheet.
Yep.
That I have imported that's put after. So as I understand, the idea is that this is the default, but anything after the default overrides.
Correct.
The default.
And then if you put something on the particular element itself, that's like a local style.
Yeah.
So if you wanted just the table header changed just at that point and not in the style sheet, then you change it at that point. So yeah, that's inherited, but again, it overrides as you go, as it reads it.
So let's do that. So let's go into that. And Bootstrap has styled the header or the font to be 1 rem, but I'm going to go into my style CSS and I'm going to overwrite that globally in the body by saying font size, and we'll just do 11 pixels to be blunt. So we reload that, and now we have it nicely overwritten.
Yep.
The line, this is the weird thing though. The line height is still the 1.5. I think that's what it was, because that's where it's coming from Bootstrap. So anything that I don't override is going to be the Bootstrap's defaults.
Correct.
So I probably want to override that by doing line heights, and we'll just do 1.0 or 1. So there we go. Let's do a font weight of just, this is silly, but let's just do 900 for a minute. So I'm really able to target and just do anything that I want, keeping what Bootstrap has done, but then just doing something different with it.
And that's one of the things that I think at some point you say, okay, here it is. Here's this wonderful little default. But if you want to get down and dirty, then that override is how you do it.
Yeah. So it certainly is small. So let's go back up. I'm actually sure. I'm not sure what 1 rem is. What's that? I only really work in font sizes. 1 rem, 2 pixels. What is that? So 16 pixels. 1 rem is 16 pixels. So even at 14 or 12 pixels, let's do 14 and see how that feels. That's better. I like that better. Feels nicer. Now the
stands for root M.
Root M. Okay.
Yeah.
So every Okay, so we could do it. We could do a fraction. We could say 0.75 rems, right? 0.75 REM.
Yeah.
That would be 3/4 of 16, which is 12. Or yeah, it's 12. Cool. Let's try 5 rems. Just that would be 8 pixels. So this could work. I mean, but this is the whole point, is to be able to override it to make it look exactly what I want.
Right.
So I'm going to go for the header. So I'm going to create another style because the header is
THead.
A TH
Yeah,
tag.
THead. Yep. Table head.
That's table head, and that's the whole row of
And
the
it's the TH. Yeah.
TH. There we go. So let's just work on that. Let's do TH THead, and let's do background color. Let's see what that does. That's my AI telling me what color to pick. There we go. Nice. We could do, I'm going to overwrite the font weight to be 500. That may not have done anything. Let's try 200. Nope. Let's see why not? TR. I wonder if I need to. Let's see, body. So these are the ones that have been overridden. I'm not sure why that is still. Font size, line height. That's the body, that's the body. I'm not sure why the font weight is not updating itself. I could do THead space TR space TH, couldn't I?
And all you have to do is say TH. You don't have to even say.
There we go. Let's try that. See if that works. There we go. So I was able to, as I target it further down into the
Right.
TR, the row inside of the header, inside the cell inside, I'm able to update that. And then we'll do, how about color purple? Okay, let's get that up a bit. So now I'm able to, this is a little bit more of a pain than just using the inspector and FileMaker, but
Right.
it feels, to me, it feels better because I have complete control and I can see it. And that's what, again, that's what I like about this environment is I do have to load it every time, which is unfortunate, but that's, you know, I'm at least able to see it mostly real time. And then, you know, I could do, following that same logic, I could do T-body. I could do, how about odd? I don't know if this is going to work.
I think that's a pseudo element, so I think it needs to be colon odd.
Colon odd. Okay. Tell us, what is a pseudo element?
It's I think it would have to be TR. Pseudo element means I think it has to be like TR. There you go. No, it's not taking it.
So it's a class. It's not. Is that a pseudo? It's actually, oh, it's odd. I don't, what am I doing? I don't have to do this. I could just do odd, right?
Yeah.
So odd, let's do background color red. Because it's a class, I can target that class with the dots. There we go. Nice. So I can create my own. I can create my own style. Let's go up here and do, let's do T, since I want to target all of them, I'm going to do T body TD and put in a color of white. Maybe that will work. There we go. Okay. Ouch, man, that hurts.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I mean, but this, this almost feels like a portal, doesn't it? It feels like, you know, we're not going to get into it here, but DataTables will actually also allow me to put a particular color on a particular row. So if,
Right.
let's say I wanted to do all the states that were in Arkansas or Alaska, I could color those a different color. I could color the Alabama ones a different color and so forth.
Right.
But oh man, this really hurts. Hold on. I'm gonna try to create some sort of styling here. Don't need that. Let's explore and just find a nice, how about that one? So we'll do maybe we'll just do those DE. So we'll do actually this will be interesting. Odd, we want to do that. Oops, not that. That, and even we'll leave at white. And so we're going to have to then overwrite this color to be, let's pick maybe that color. Need semicolons. Why did the evens?
Because it needs to go on the odd one.
Go what?
I said the color of the font needs to go on the odd ones.
Okay, let's do that. I guess I would just, I could just, something blocking. I'm not, the color is not being applied. So here's the even. It is being applied. No, it's not. It's being overwritten. I don't know. So let's just put this. We'll just put this on the body and not worry about it there. Since they're both light, okay. Since they're both light, well, backgrounds are both light. So now I'm able to get it pretty much exactly how I want.
Yeah. Yeah, sometimes you have to match a company's color schemes.
Yeah. So then let's go to, let's use that same color here. Actually, because I am putting, let's just put that, let's just move this all the way up to the body, because I'll just use that color globally. So that'll hit the, actually, did I overwrite? Yep, I overwrote them. So there we go. All right, that's not looking bad.
See, the advantage of this separate style is that you can have a style for different companies. And then so your basic data table works as is, but then you need a style for this company one way and that company is another way. And you're getting your basic stuff, but your overwriting is tailored to what you need for that particular company.
Yeah, nice. Okay, that's looking good. I don't like brems. I'm going to do 14 pixels. That feels a little bit better. All right, so now let's take a look. We got this ugly blue here. Let's see if we can work on that and override that. So that is, it's a LI class paginate button, page item active. I'm going to just hit this. I'm going to hit paginate. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to copy this class. And I'm going to bring it into here. I'm not sure if this works. And we're going to do Well, let's just see what that tells. Nope. I don't know if it's the same color or not. Let's pick this color again. Background color. Border color. And let's just pick this gray, see if we can get that to work. Boom, boom. Nope, didn't actually get to it. Why not? Looks like this is. Is it a class? LI class, yeah. What if I just did LI for the list element? Just see what that does. Oh, that's catching the
Everything, yeah.
Okay, so I don't want that. Let's just try paginate button. That's a class that the DataTables has. Oh, you know what? It's still getting that. Okay. So I wasn't able to get it. Let's try. Should I try a href? Paginate button, page item. So this is not the active one. That's the.
Right.
So why is my active not? If I have two classes, do I need to put a dot in between them?
No, if you have two classes, then you define whatever you want to define.
So I wonder if I just could do this. Nope. Let's go to. How do you put three classes here? Because these three classes are. These are elements, so I don't do elements that way. CSS, multiple classes. Using two classes on one element. Nope, that's not what I was looking for.
Yeah, it is.
Oh yeah, it is. Social dot. Okay, so it is two dots. It is dots in between. Yeah, I should have known that. I've seen that before.
Does it need a space?
No.
I'm just looking at it because one of my full calendar demos has got something similar and it's got a space between them.
Well, I think the difference is that a space would be if you were targeting then an element, but because these three are classes that have been applied, we have to. Well, let's see if this even works. I don't even know if this is going to work. Let's see. Nope. Shoot. I've done this before, but it's really been like. Maybe I'm just. If I did the H, maybe if I do A. Okay. So I did need to target the element for some reason. So that works. And then let's do not active, but we'll do white. Or let's reverse this. That up there. And that there. Put that there. Put that there. All right. Okay, that's not bad. Interesting. I see that it's got these. Maybe I don't want that gray in there. So that would be this one. Let's just remove that from it and see. Okay, I like that. Yeah, that's nice. Let's bring some.
Your hover, and your hover has a color too.
Yeah, I was just going to say, let's take care. Let's take care of the hover. So the hover is really just I could do a, is it a hover? I don't know. Color.
I know it's a colon hover.
Ah, yeah, that's right. That's the pseudo class.
Yeah.
VS Code is very helpful here because it's giving me colors here. It looks like to me that in my theme, an HTML element is blue, like TH and THead and body, and classes are this orange yellow. So hover is not an element. So yeah, and it's not a class, it's a hover class or it's a pseudo class.
Pseudo class, yeah.
So there we go. So let's see if that works. So I'm afraid that's going to mess. That's no, that's maybe I do need to. Where are my pseudo classes? Pseudo before, pseudo after.
Yeah.
Let's see if I can find the word hover. It's hover in here anywhere. Oh, that's my CSS. Is there anything else? Nope. Okay. Maybe I have to do this class, this whole class.
Right.
Target that. There we go. Okay.
Yeah.
So that's interesting. It's the hover of so the text is actually
What's inside that link?
Oh, I did. That's right. I did color there. I'm going to do background color. There we go. Okay, so now let's pull in, what color could we use here? Where is that? Let's use that. That's a nice color. I don't think I've used that. So now we'll do that. And we'll do color FFF for white. There we go. Nice.
Yeah, seeing it's all coordinated to that color scheme.
Now that what is that border? How do I get to that border? So that's the active. It's font size. Okay, so that's that. Hey, Kyle, there you are.
Hey. I was thinking it's the same CSS path as the last thing you did, but then you just add in there the border color.
Is it a border? Is it a border? Like, is that the name of it? Or is it
it's border dash color, I believe.
Border dash color?
Yeah.
Border color.
Yeah, there it is.
Let's just try. I always pick a weird color to start. There we go. But that's what I want. So that's the click. I don't want that. Let's put that in there so that hover, when I click on it, you see the blue that surrounds it? What is that? And it goes away as soon as what would it be? It's active. Those are all the defined colors. That's gonna bug me that I can't get to that, or I don't know where that is. See that? What would that be called? The what would that be called?
The margin?
It's the Bootstrap. Let's see here. Let's see. Button
Outline, I think.
Outline.
I believe that's the outline.
Yeah, outline. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
So CSS. Is there a property? CSS outline properties. Okay. So let's
I haven't used that in a while.
outline. outline color. Outline color red. Nope. Oh, you know what? I bet it's because it needs to be on the active. Because that's the active. Nope. Okay, I just have to research Bootstrap. What is going on with Bootstrap? Bootstrap has that. What is that?
Yeah, it may be overriding it. You might have to use the important in your tag.
Well, it shouldn't be because this well, I'll try it, but this CSS is after. Is it? Yeah. Let's try that. No. All right, let's go back to Bootstrap and see if it will tell me active state.
Do you even want an outline?
I don't.
Well, then make it none.
Well, okay, we can try it, but I don't even think I'm getting to the, I don't think that is the outline. None. Is it like that?
I'd probably get rid of important on that.
Yeah.
Nope. That blue is still there. What is that? Okay, so but I don't know. CSS.
Is there an outlining element that we're not seeing? That's
outline button.
Is it layered objects?
Focus border. Maybe is that what it is? Focus border. Bootstrap button remove. Button dot focus or button colon focus. Let's try that. Button colon focus. So it's going to hit
box shadow too.
Nope. Box shadow.
Yeah, box shadow is another one that kind of does that.
Okay. Box. Let's do this. Let's do active a focus and hover. So it only shows up on the active ones. Okay, so it is. It's interesting that sometimes it does it when it gets to that sixth one. Interesting. So that's even a different property. I think I eliminated, if I did red here. Let's see if nope. Let's do red here.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna have to figure that out.
Oh.
Box shadow, maybe box shadow. Oh, you told me box shadow, yeah.
Yep.
Outline, let's try outline because we haven't tried. Yeah, we did.
Button ideas here.
Choose. I mean, is that considered a button? Let's try this.
It is a button.
Well, it's a href. I don't know if they're the same. Are they? Let's do, geez, look at all this. Let's just copy this. Put that, let's do find dot button, replace with that. Sweet. Shoot, should put the dot there. That didn't really help. Okay. Dot, 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 dot. Ugh. Almost perfect, not quite.
Yeah, and then you get different browsers and you find out what works one place doesn't work the other.
Well, we don't have to worry about other browsers because we're
Yeah.
focused in here, right? So anyway, all right. So this was playing with the JavaScript or the CSS to sort of to override what we can do with it. And that's great. Very nice. All right. Well, I think that's it for now. Kyle, how you been? What have you been working on?
Just a lot of API integrations with FileMaker Server. I found a weird bug with FileMaker Server API when you're performing it on with PSOS, where it was like when I had great big blocks of JSON text that I was transferring over, it would jumble all the text once in a while. Like 90% of the time it'd work great, and then all of a sudden it would jumble all the text near the end of the JSON. So the FileMaker Server was giving me invalid JSON, which was really bizarre. But I found that if I just changed the limit to +1 of whatever it was, the next call would work fine. So I kind of created a workaround just to loop if it had invalid JSON to do another call with the limit being offset 1 from what I had it. And that seemed to solve the problem, but it's just kind of a really bizarre issue I ran into. So that was this last week. Never seen that before. And that's on FileMaker Server 19.4.
Do you enjoy working those integrations, or do you wish you were doing more JavaScript stuff?
Yeah, I like the API integrations as long as the API is working properly. So that kind of threw me, and I even got Wim Decor in on it to try to help me out figure it out, and he couldn't quite figure it out either. But luckily, we developed a workaround.
Okay.
So, and it's working. So,
right.
But yeah, I'd really love to get back to creating new features and working on some UI stuff. So,
have you done any more demonstrations with RCC?
Not since I took the new job. I just haven't had time to create any demos. So I'm working 60+ hours every week. So got to take one day off once in a while.
Yeah. Okay.
What's that?
Yeah, right. What's a day off? I don't know anymore. Working too much. I got 2 jobs I'm working. So I'm working 40 hours for one company and 20 hours for the other.
That's my goal, to work less and get paid more. So
yeah, that's the end goal. So yep.
You'll get there. Oh, all right. Well, thank you all for joining me. It's nice to see a different group of people. And I'm glad we got to work through the CSS together. So it's not perfect, but it's actually a lot of work. So this is why I never bring this up in any of my trainings or any of my sessions, because styling it takes some time. And you know, a table should look pretty close to the overall design of the layout. So this is tougher, but we made some good progress. So be able to share this with people. So very good. All right. Well, thank you for letting me record this. I'm going to throw it up on the YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and to the YouTube channel. Have you all subscribed yet? Do you even know it's there?
Yeah, I've subscribed.
Okay, good. Good. Got to do that. All right. Well, cool. Thank you all for joining me. And I will hopefully talk to you next week. We'll find another good topic to, I'll probably be still dealing with this DataTables CSS next week. So anyway. All right, all. Have a good night.
Thanks.
Great, thanks,
Bye.
Jeremy.
Bye.
Bye.